Hello, once again. What's up, guys? Not sure why this fucking accent is just starting off the video, but we're fucking going with it. Okay, all right. You know, I'm just gonna drop this shit. And I mean, probably like offending like all of like United Kingdom slash Brexit. I don't even know like what's going on over there, but yeah, let's just drop that shit because that's not important. Anyways, guys, hello. First of all, let me just say a huge thank you to everyone that's either responded to me, like, replied to that post on Twitter, the YouTube video directly, sent me a message on Discord, sent me a DM, even if you just like the post. Guys, so many of you took time out of your schedule to watch the video, which was like an hour long, and yeah, I want to start things off before, I go on the million tangents that are about to ensue, because you saw what happened last video. I just want to say, at the top, like, thank you guys very much for all of your kind words, all the support, all the love, all the excitement, just everything. I posted this like on my Discord server earlier this week that those have been like the highlights of my day, just seeing like different people who I haven't talked to in forever, just being like, hey, like I watched the video, like and so and so, and like whatever like their message was, and it was what's like the best word to use here, not refreshing, but it was awakening, it was enlightening, it was shocking, it was insert like so many different like adjectives and feelings that I have like right now. Like it was overwhelming, but in like the best way possible, because there were so many people who have been, who were watching my streams up until like I stopped like actively, and to see them just being like, hey, like we're still here. Man, it was really impactful, I'll say that. Like having thoughts in my mind like, holy shit, dude, how is it that I go on a hiatus for like 2 years and then I come back and then they're just like, oh, hey, like, just let you know, like, we're still here, like, welcome back, we're excited to see you stream again, like whenever that is, or anything like that. Just to hear all of you guys say like, hey, like, it's good to see you, like, welcome back, like that excitement, it feeds into itself, you know what I mean? Like, you guys seeing my excitement to like talk to you guys and to update you, and you guys giving that back to me, like it's just been like a non-stop cycle, you know what I mean? Like just feeding itself. And yeah, man, I'm truly fucking blessed, dude, that I have as many people as I do still around, for one, but also like still a part of my community, and if not that, still a friend that's like willing to take time out of his or her schedule to watch a video about me essentially rambling about like probably like 1.7 topics, but stretching it over the course of like a goddamn trilogy, motherfucker. Know what I mean? It's like, dear God, you could turn my ramblings into a goddamn saga. But unlike the Star Wars saga or any other saga created in saga history, you know what I mean? There's like no clear beginning, middle, and end. Instead of just like, okay, Tarantino style, we're gonna start at the end, okay, and then we're gonna go back. Hold up, I'm gonna fucking break my goddamn microphone stand. And then we're gonna go to like the middle, and then I'm gonna tell you about when I was a baby and then I shit my goddamn diaper. And it's like, whoa, dude, first of all, bitch, I'm eating dinner, fuck you, dude, what the hell you talking about dirty diapers for? Like, I'm sorry, dude, did I forget to mention this video is actually sponsored by Huggies? It's just like, dude, like I was getting frustrated at myself, just like like when I was editing the video, or just kind of watching segments here and there, and just be like, okay, so you're starting here, but then you jumped back over there talking about banana chips. By the way, They're so fucking good, dude. Like, specifically the one at TJ's, Trader Joe's, like banana chips. Like, I think they're sprinkling like a little bit of that meth, know what I mean? Because I am knocking at that door at 3 a.m. being like, hey, yo, dude, you guys got any more of them BCs? You got any of them chips of bananas? Like, sir, you are at a JC Penney. Bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's just... The tangents have already begun. It's inevitable, guys. It's inevitable. Okay, alright, let's steer this shit back. God fucking damn it, dude. We're 5 minutes in, and just like the last video, this is when the shit goes off the rails. Now, I mean, straight up, the ship has sailed, and bitch, we already heading to, like, I don't know, the Indian Ocean, and I'm gonna get abducted by pirates. What the fuck does that even mean? Anyways, how you guys doing? Hello, happy Sunday. That's when I'm recording this shit at 6:30 in the evening. Yeah, this will probably go up on Monday because I know it's gonna take some time to, you know, export and, like, you know, upload and all that shit. But I wanted to record this today. Because it's been like 1 week since I posted the video, and initially I was like, how about a little, not a challenge, but how about something I just impose on myself and just see if, like, I can keep it up, like, as a streak. I was like, how about I just do weekly vlogs, like, once a week up until, or maybe even, like, after, like, I start, like, you know, streaming again once a week. But I was like, oh, let me just do, like, blog posts just to, like, update you guys, to let you guys know what's going on during the week, so that you guys are still, like, informed, or at least know, at least somewhat, like, either how my week's going, or if anything crazy happened, or if there's just something, like, I wanted to talk about. You guys would have, like, a site or some way to, like, view that and just kind of, you know, be able to stay updated. I mean, like, yeah, like, I have my Discord server, and of course that is a way to, you know, be able to, like, chat with me. Now, I'll include links in the description of this video for, like, my Discord server if you guys, like, want to join, if you're not a part of it already, as well as include links for different stuff I'm going to be talking about in this video. Because surprisingly, I actually have somewhat of not a structure, because, like, it's me, but just different topics, and I may not touch on all these topics in this video because the video just may be a little bit long, so I may just focus on, like, a few and just try to go more in depth into it, because there are definitely some things that, like, I want to talk about in this video. One of them being like certain online classes that I've taken recently that have really helped either put things in perspective for me in terms of, like, what I'm trying to prioritize, like, what's fucking important and worth my time right now, like, you know, in terms of, like, the free time that I have after work, like, what I'm, like, choosing to do during that time, and like, how it's helped me. And in the hopes that me talking about this or me sharing this may help any of you guys in some way, shape, or form. That's pretty much the whole reason I want to talk about this stuff, because I was thinking, I was like, man, like, this, like, I'm so glad I took this course, or I'm so glad I read this book, or I'm starting to read this book, or I'm so glad, like, I bought so-and-so item, like, in terms of, like, a journal, and started using it because it's had, you know, said positive impact on my life. That'd be really cool if I can give some of that back, you know, pay it forward to either my community members or anyone that even just fucking watches this video. You know, if I can give back anything that has helped me, that other people have either, like, put out in terms of, like, a class, or, like, released, like, as a product on Amazon, dude, fuck yeah. Like, I think that's what it's about, because yeah, I don't know, like, what's a good way to put it, but except saying, like, paying it forward. It's like, man, like, I'm so fucking thankful that they decided to take time out of their life to create this class and present it to the public for, you know, anyone to watch and gain benefit from it. And so the fact that I have, if I can pass that on to other people, especially, like, my friends, like you guys, then fuck yeah, dude. Especially if, like, you guys get something out of it and, like, it positively affects your life, even if it's, like, in the smallest of ways. Like, the amount that it benefits you, like, that doesn't really matter to me. I mean, if it benefits you greatly, like, dude, fucking awesome. And if it's just a little bit, still, like, fucking awesome. It's worth my time to, like, record this video and to talk about these different topics in this video for that chance to even be possible. So it's like, dude, why not leverage the platforms that I have to just express my thoughts, like, for one, and to yeah, I don't know, just pass stuff on that has helped me out. And if I can help out my friends, then why the fuck not? You know what I mean? You guys are my friends, and if you guys are going to do the very kind thing of taking time out of your schedule, which is so fucking valuable because you never get that shit back, you know what I mean? If you guys are going to do that for me, let me do this for you in terms of just talking about these different things. And if it helps you out, then fucking awesome. If it doesn't, then no, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to get anything out of it, but if you guys take something from it, then awesome. Happy to give that to you. So yeah, that leads me to, let's see, what's the first thing I want to talk about? Before we get into the classes and like the books that I've been reading, let's talk about me just going back into some of your guys' streams earlier this week, and just how great it's been to not only watch your guys' streams again, but to be talking in your guys' chat again. And it feels like nothing fucking changed. Like, it feels like I never even left, like literally just picking up right where we left off. And it's been awesome. Like, if I had to call out like a couple people specifically that I've stopped by and like hung out in their streams and talked like in their chat, yo dude, easily up there, Baluma, my fucking German brother from another goddamn mother. I love you, dude. Like, dude, I loved stopping by earlier this week. Like, dude, this is like before I have to go to work, before I have to go to hell that is that goddamn office. I get to chill with you. Don't even care the fuck you were playing. You were playing Ghost of Tsushima, and like for the longest time I was like, no, like I don't want to go out, I don't want to watch anyone that's streaming that because I plan on playing that game later in the future. By the time I play Ghost of Tsushima, like, they all gonna be working on Ghost of Tsushima number 3, okay? It's like, I'm not gonna remember that shit. And like, more importantly, who gives a fuck? I'd rather be spoiled on whatever game is being played if it means that I get to hang out with you and chill, talk with your community, and just fucking have a good time, dude. I've just missed like hanging out in streams and like talking to you guys, and so that's just, oh man, reintroducing that into my life. That's been a fucking blast this week, like for reals. And like another person, fucking, I love the shit out of you, bro. Nictacula, dude, literally just realized yesterday that your fucking name, your Twitch handle is Nictacula, and it's not like, I think there were numbers or some shit in there before, like, I don't know, Nictacula69, like, grow up, Sam. I'm pretty sure, I think there were like numbers in there or something. So yeah, I just fucking realized that yesterday. It's like, Jesus, Sam, have you been living under a rock? It's like, yes, kind of, so forgive me. But dude, that's awesome. Hells yeah, dude. Perfect for the branding too. Excellent. And also, I also stopped by my homie Maddox's stream, and it's him specifically. Like, I remember I was talking just briefly, like I didn't talk too much like in a stream, but I remember him telling me, he was like, dude, this is like in recent, like, you know, recently, like this is like the first time that like I've, not the first time, but like this is like, cause he streams pretty much exclusively Pokemon Sword and Shield. I forgot exactly which one he has, but he was just telling me how like this was the game that brought him back to like wanting to stream consistently. And yeah, I don't know, like when he told me that, I was like, dude, fucking righteous, man. Like, I think that's great. If this like one game was the thing for you, that it you know, I mean, it reinvigorated you, it made you like want to stream again, it brought back general excitement that may have been lost in the past when you're like streaming other games. Like, dude, I think that's really fucking cool to hear, because not only is that like inspiring for me to like hear that from a friend, because it's like, dude, like, more power to you. Like for him specifically, I think that's amazing, because there's so many different communities for so many different games, and there are audiences for fucking all of those games. Like people that are diehard Pokemon fans, or are diehard Halo fans, or diehard No Man's Sky fans. And when you stream that game like solely, like that is your main game, it's only a matter of time before like these people start like noticing you or stopping by your stream, becoming part of your community. And yeah, I just think that's fucking awesome. So yeah, had to shout out like those 3 people. I'm trying to like I'm trying to get back to watching like all of you guys, but yeah, like if those 3 channels were like pretty much the ones that like I've been hanging out in this week in terms of like, you know, stopping by and actually talking to the chat. So shout out to you guys, Baluma, Nictacular, Maddox. You guys are fucking awesome. Thank you so much for welcoming back English. Thank you so much for welcoming me back with open arms, and for just showing me all the love and all the excitement. It's just so fucking blessed to have you guys as friends, you know what I mean? Like, so goddamn blessed. And all of your community members to be so welcoming to me as well. And God, just all the fucking good vibes and all the positive energy. Like, man, I've been feeling it so much. And I'm truly thankful for you guys. So I appreciate you. But yeah, let's move on. Let's move on to the next topic that I want to touch upon. This is just specifically for my Discord and the people that are like still active in it. Shout out to you guys as well. Being able to catch up with my regulars, like my people that would just watch my stream like all the time. Like, I'm fucking talking about you, Seaberg. I'm talking about fucking my homie JB, like one of my first mods. I'm talking about Revolu. Of course, fucking Brian, dude, like Tuger. He's been with me through like thick and thin. The fuck? He's been with me through like thick and thin throughout like this entire process. Even like when I was on my hiatus, you know, him and Manny. Manny, I've only talked like a couple times. Like during that hiatus, but like still like that's not really important, like the number of times, like just having like points of communication to like my mods, like here and there, them checking up on me, or like, you know, and then, you know, we're just kind of like, you know, talking and catching up and stuff. It's been real nice because it's made me feel like so less like feeling so less alone in terms of like the struggles that I'm going through, to know that in the back of my mind, I'm just like, wow, like they're still like thinking about me. They're still, you know what I mean? They're still going on and continuing whatever it is they're doing in their life. But it's like, it's just so damn humbling for me to be like, oh man, I'm so thankful for the friendship, you know, friendships that were established online at the start. And granted, I haven't met Brian yet, IRL, but like Manny, you know, like I've gone to TwitchCon with him like a few times now, and to know that all of that wouldn't have been possible unless like I started streaming on Twitch, it fucking blows my mind, dude. Like, if I never played Dying Light, Manny probably legit would have never been like a part of my community, let alone one of my mods, you know, because like I was never really like into Destiny, so like that's like the only other game I could think of that maybe he would have found my channel from there. But that game is so much more saturated than like Dying Light, so even then I feel like the chances would have been slim to none, if anything. So yeah, man, when I just think about all these origins and just like how we initially met, it's like, man, and I've said this before like on my stream, but I'm so fucking glad that I decided to play whatever game I did at said time, because it allowed me to meet like all of you guys like one by one. And sure, some people, like some of you guys I've met through like raids, or like, you know, a friend like mentioned me, hosted, or like anything like that. Like that's all great too. Like awesome for all that. So I'll just say, like, as a whole, like I'm just so fucking grateful that like I even decided to like go on the platform to begin with, you know? That I decided to like just be like, oh, like let me just try this out. Let's see where it goes, cause man, I'm like looking back at it now, and it's like towards the end of 2020, and I'm like, man, I started this shit like early 2015, and man, like what a ride it's been, you know, ups and downs of course, but whatever, that's fucking life, you know what I mean? I wouldn't have wanted all of it to be positive, because just like success and failure, you're never gonna fucking succeed at anything if you don't fail at anything, because it's in those moments of failure, and when you're looking back at it, those are the moments that are so goddamn important, because that's when you have to, you know what I mean, assess. Oh shit, like why did I mess up? How did I mess up? How can I fix that to be better in the future? Or how can I fix that to not make those mistakes again, like in the future? Dude, I love my failures as much as I love my successes, probably more so than I do my successes, because, you know what I mean, the failures lead to success. They allow me to pick up the pieces. They allow me to, you know what I mean, you know, recalibrate, to be like, oh, okay, all right, so like I won't do that again. And but when we're talking about like my failures in video games, like I try, homies, like I try to like learn from like those failures, but like there's so many clips of me like, yo dude, the potato aim, like it don't get that much better. Know what I mean? Like I die and I'm like, oh, that sucked, but I'm gonna go cry instead of trying to get better, okay? Because maybe I can get a Kleenex sponsorship. Know what I mean? Fucking idiot. So dumb. But yeah, no, like even like when I got fucking catfished, and like for those of you guys that were there, oh man, dude, that was probably one of the most humiliating experiences in my life. Even fucking that wouldn't have taken it back for anything, because what was the lesson I learned there? Don't be fucking so gullible, Sam. If you're gonna try to like have an online relationship with someone, bitch, it's called a video chat. And like I had an iPhone back then, and it's like, bitch, it's called FaceTime, meaning that you take the time to look at each other's faces to actually verify that they the person that they say they are. And like, yeah, man, I look at that fucking event in retrospect, and it's like, Jesus, Sam, you fucking moron, what were you thinking? But I learned from that, and that was such a pivotal moment, something that like I will never forget. And to know that even though I was feeling so much embarrassment after that, feeling like such a fucking idiot, it's like, wow, Jesus, Sam, how did you not see that coming? All besides like all of that, so thankful that like you guys were right there to, you know what I mean, pick me back up, to be like, dude, it's cool, Sam, like fuck that person, but let's just move on, you know what I mean, let's keep having fun. Because like if this person doesn't fucking like matter to you, then why are you harping so much still on this person? It's like, dude, we have so limited time on this earth. Like who knows like when all of us are going out? So let's not waste any more time with that shit, you know what I mean? You know, let's pick ourselves up, let's learn from that, take some time of course to like, you know what I mean, reassess, recalibrate. That's all fine, you know. I'm not saying that like, you know, it's like, oh, mistake, instantly like get back to normal, you know. I understand like we all have different ways of coping with our failures, or if like something bad happens, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that like you shouldn't have that time for yourself to either like mourn or be sad, like if it was like a breakup or any of that. No, totally, that's all necessary. But what I'm trying to say is that we shouldn't let that dominate our time, you know what I mean? We shouldn't let that be the majority of the time. Like the limited energy that we have should not be just focusing on just like wallowing in our sadness or calling ourselves idiots and all that, because at the end of the day, we're all fucking human. No one is fucking perfect. I'm certainly not perfect. Gameplay wise, dear God, I'm like the fucking polar opposite of perfect. Like straight up, like that shit is like mediocre at best. I mean, but like, dude, we're all human. You know, we all have emotions. We all make mistakes. But dude, that's the fucking beauty about being human. Is like, dude, we're like one of the few fucking like, I don't know, like, I was gonna say like animals, but that makes it sound like I'm fucking walking on like all fours and shit. But like, dude, we're one of the few fucking species that can actually have thoughts about our thoughts. Like, bitch, if I'm watching like a Miley Cyrus video, like 2 seconds in, I could be like, oh man, I'm watching a Miley Cyrus video. Huh. You know what I mean? And like, because we're able to have thoughts about our thoughts, it's like, I love that, you know what I mean? I can catch myself being like, oh, you know what? Why are you so sad about this shit? That happened like 3 months ago. That happened like 6 months ago. Like, dude, like, what did you learn from that? Yeah, that fucking sucked. Like, I'm not gonna deny that. But what did you learn? What can you take moving forward? What can you take from this painful experience that it feels like there's nothing that can fix it except like the passage of time? What can you take from this to become a better person moving forward? If it was a bad relationship, what did you not like about this person? Stop thinking with your goddamn rose-tinted glasses that this relationship was so perfect that there were no bad things. Like, oh yeah, I would have married this person in a fucking heartbeat. Which, like, god damn it, man. I look at some relationships and I'm like, wow, dude. So many times I was crying in my fucking car listening to like fucking emo music and just being like, man, like, you know what I mean? I wanted to spend the rest of my life with this person. Like, and now it's just like, nah, I'm fucking glad that I didn't. Because and you know, it's not to say like, oh, because like they're a piece of shit. No. I made mistakes too. I was a piece of shit in that relationship in certain regards, and they were a piece of shit in the relationship when it comes to certain things. Like, the point I'm trying to make is like, dude, like, none of us are perfect. So as long as you're able to, you know, after like, you know, given the time that you need, of course, move on from that, learn. It's like, dude, that's life, and that's improvement. That's acknowledging your faults and being like, hey, I won't do that again. Let's move on. This is how I'm gonna be a better person moving forward, no matter how small of an improvement that is. If it's an improvement, dude, that's all that fucking matters. I think that's like so important, especially like as we get older, and especially like if like you're starting a family. It's like, dude, like, don't you wanna pass on like the best values to your child that you learned in your life, so that not that they can never make those mistakes and like you want to coddle them so that like, you know, their life is perfect. Like, dude, like, you're gonna have to let them go through their own failures. You know, some things they're gonna have to go through themselves, even though like it hurts, so that they can learn from that. You know what I mean? Like, no matter like how much you try to like, you know, warn them or steer them in the right direction, there's just some of those things where it's like, yeah, you gotta go through it. You know what I mean? It's gonna suck, but by going through that, that's going to be the pivotal point when it hits for them, or when it hits for you. Be like, ah, shit. Okay, I get it now. You know what I mean? It's, you know, finally, like, you know, it's like a self-realization. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, that was like a tangent, just talking about like life and shit. So, you know what I mean? Welcome to tangent number 34. Okay. All right. And I've talked about 2 different things. Totally didn't think it was gonna go down this way, but fuck it, I don't care. And you guys, and especially like after like the last video, yeah, you know what you signed up for. But yeah, the whole point of like me making this video, if you guys are able to take anything from this, dude, yo, man, it's the whole reason why I'm doing this. And also because I want to keep you guys updated. Not sure if I'm gonna do this like exactly like once a week. I was like, oh, like I'll title this like Sam's Rambles or Sam's Weekly Rambles, but then I don't really want to lock myself into be like, oh, okay, so then like I'm gonna have to like do this, you know what I mean? Going back to like the whole scheduling thing, I was like, then I'm gonna have to, you know what I mean, like stick to this schedule. And this is all just on me, you know what I mean? Like, I know you guys are not gonna hold me to this, but to allow myself to just post these whenever I feel like it, I'll probably just call these series like Sam's Rambles, and just number them so that, you know, there is like a sequential order, so I can put together like a playlist depending on how many of these there are, how often like I film them, just to like give you guys like updates on like my life, what I'm thinking, you know what I mean, like stuff that I'm reading, stuff that I'm learning about. Yeah, man, just to keep this dialogue going. And I didn't really do this on like the first video, but dude, guys, like anything like I talk about here, dude, feel free to let me know your goddamn thoughts in them comments, know what I mean? Or if like you're just or if you're like you're on my Discord server, you know, which I'll link again in the description of this video, feel free to just reach out to me there, you know. And if you want to talk about something, or if you have a question, and I'm not saying like I'll have like all the answers, like of course not, dude. I'm no fucking Plato, know what I mean? Definitely nowhere near the level of a fucking OG ass goddamn philosopher like Aristotle, McDonald. Who's McDonald? Like, what the fuck? Is that like the next McRib? Like, oh yeah, can I have a McRib and also a McDonald, please? With extra daddle. Like, what the fuck? Okay, alright. Well, let me just steer this rudder back to a place that makes sense, and that's actually English. But yeah, no, guys, feel free to let me know your thoughts, you know what I mean? I'm always trying to like grow as a person, and dude, if I can like grow or even just learn more about you guys through like reading your comments, or you know, like you guys asking questions and that opening and that creating like an open dialogue so that, you know, there can be like a nice back and forth, dude, I'm all for that for sure. And granted, it's taken me like a week to finally like reply to all of your guys's, you know, comments on Twitter as well as YouTube. Still going through the Twitter DMs, by the way. Now, I mean, like that's pretty much like the next chunk of stuff. I'm like, all these people have been waiting. Like, I need to get back to them. Not, I need to, because a lot of these like DMs are like years old, but I want to. Not like I need to. I want to, and I get to. These are opportunities for me to have like, you know, private one-on-ones with people who are or have been a part of my community, and if not even that, are my friends. And yeah, there's so many fucking shitty people out there, and I've got to re-engage with so many of you guys that are not fucking shitty people, that are not selfish little cunts. Like, sorry for the language, but I mean, you know what I mean? It is what it is. So many fucking goddamn shitheads out there that could care 2 cents, that couldn't care like 2 cents about anyone else except themselves. The fact that all of you guys have been so selfless in terms of like giving me your time, as well as just offering kind words, support, love, like all of that when you totally didn't have to, but you actively chose to, that means a lot to me. And so, yeah, no, like let's have this be a two-way street, you know what I mean? So yeah, feel free to like let me know your thoughts, your comments about any of the stuff I talk about in this video, because yeah, no, I'm always down to get perspective from someone else's shoes. And yeah, no, if it helps both of us like learn and grow from each other, dude, fuck yeah, dude, why not? That's life. I'm all about that shit. Let's see. But yeah, I think okay, so I'll touch briefly on some classes that I've taken recently, as well as a couple of books that I bought, and I just want to share my thoughts on them, and in the hopes that it may prove useful to you. So let me switch over real quick to a different scene. Okay, so I'm sure some of you guys know this website, but this is Skillshare. Skillshare is essentially an online learning platform, and there's like a bunch of different sites like these, you know, that have been around for a bit. I know Linda, that's one that my brother told me about a few years ago. I never actually went on to it, but that's the only other one that like I know of, but I know there are more different like online classes and stuff. But yeah, no, Skillshare, I've heard about this site for years, but it's only in like the past few months that I've actually decided to check it out. And it was through like a YouTube video that was just, you know, it was talking about gaming news, and he was like, oh hey, like today's sponsor is Skillshare, and if you like sign up through my referral link, then you'll be able to get 2 months of like the premium service, because like there is a subscription cost, by the way. But yeah, like through the YouTube video, it was like, oh, you can get like 2 months free. I was like, okay, let me try this out. And specifically the class that he mentioned, that, oh man, I actually just like listened to it again like this weekend, and it's just, it essentially, it started the dominoes that kind of led me to like reading again, and specifically like self-help books. And yeah, I'm so fucking grateful that like I decided to like take the plunge and not only check out this platform, but specifically check out, and I'll put links for this in the description as well. There's a creator on this platform. His name is Ali Abdal. He's a doctor. He's a YouTuber. He also runs like a blog, a weekly podcast, like with his brother. And essentially, this was a class that like has helped me so much. It's his productivity masterclass. And like the great thing about like Skillshare is like, you know, like you can see here, like on the side, there's like different chapters. Essentially, these are like different lessons. And so it's super convenient because it allows you to take this class at your own pace. You're able to rewatch, of course, you know what I mean? It felt like so unlike any class I've taken, where it's like, oh, like, you know, like it didn't feel boring as fuck, you know. I felt so engaged in this, and part of it has to do with the fact that he's not like how I thought he might be. I was like, oh, he might be kind of like stuck up, and you know what I mean, like all like, you know, like all up on his high horse and, you know, acting like he's the shit and stuff. But no, man, he's actually like super down to earth, and everything that he talked about in this video, as well as like the books that he's mentioned have been like, dude, these two right here, fucking love these books, by the way. I'll talk more about that as well, include links in the description of the video if you guys want to check them out. But yeah, no, his productivity masterclass, like this, it's been really, really fucking helpful for me in terms of just realizing things like what's like, okay, so one of the quotes in this video is, it's not like saying that you don't have time to do something is like a total myth. It's like, dude, everyone has like the same 24 like hours in a day. So it's like, and the quote that fucking like it stuck with me and like it still like comes back in my head is, it's not that we're limited by time, but we're limited by the choices we make with our time. You know, and he was saying like, dude, everyone has the same 24 hours in the day. Like Elon Musk had the same 24 hours in the day. Bill Gates has the same 24 hours in the day that like we have. So, and I know it's kind of like, well, like, no duh, but dude, I've been so just like used to, or just reinforcing to myself that, oh, well, like, you know, I don't have time to do that. Or like, oh, you know, like that'd be cool if I could do that. It's like, dude, realize like, what are you doing with your time, like the limited time that you have, like after work? And if you're not satisfied with that, like, cause I realized I was like a lot of the free time I'll just spent on YouTube, or if not that, I was just browsing fucking shops, like, or, you know, sites like Amazon, just trying to like, you know, like buy like useless shit, stuff that I thought was gonna like make me quote unquote happy or fulfilled, but no, not really, dude. Or if not that, I was just fucking smoking weed and just playing video games, and then instantly having those thoughts of like, I don't know if that was really the best decision, Sam, and just feeling like super fucking shitty about the choices that I was making. And yeah, so no, that's like a huge shift that I've made recently is like, okay, saying that I don't have the time to do that. No, that's bullshit. Like, I refuse to let myself say that either to myself or publicly. It's more like I'm actively choosing not to make the time. Like, oh, not like, oh, I don't have time to go to the gym. It's like, no. I do. It's just not high enough on my priority list because I'm choosing to do this, and this instead. Like, I'm choosing to play like video games instead. I'm choosing to fucking smoke weed instead. I'm choosing to fucking do whatever insert activity instead of going to the gym. But what's been so liberating about that is that it's made me realize like, oh shit, I actually can do whatever it is that I want. You know what I mean? And when I say that, it's not like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fucking climb Mount Everest. Nah, first of all, I'm gonna get hypothermia like as soon as like, you know what I mean, I get to the base of the mountain, and I'm gonna turn into a goddamn Korean popsicle, okay? But like, what it's reinforced to me is just like, okay, cool, then all right, so then let me actively look at my daily schedule. Like, okay, I'm at work from like 8 to 5. What am I doing from 5 to 6? I'm like, okay, like, all right, around that time is like 5 to 5:30. I'm like driving home from work, and then I'm taking Zero to the park, and, you know, actively just keeping track and seeing like, oh, actually, after I eat dinner from like 8 to 9, I'm usually watching YouTube, and usually these are videos that are not gonna help me become either like a more productive person, or it's just, I'm not taking away anything from those videos except being distracted and being entertained and filling myself with useless knowledge, like usually just like gaming news. And like, you know, I still do like enjoy watching like those videos because I like to be in the know, like, oh, like what's going on in the industry as well as like upcoming games. Like, dude, it's not to say that like that's completely useless and like I don't have any, you know, desire for that or to listen to that, but it's just becoming lower on my priorities. It's like, no, I'd rather, instead of watching those videos, watch these classes, or, you know, take this class on Skillshare about productivity and actually learn from, you know, like this creator through the years of him. And I love that. It's a funny frame that I'm pausing. But like learning from him, like the stuff that he's gained as like a doctor, as a YouTuber, the lessons that he's like taken. Sorry about that. Okay, let's just switch back. Dude, like I'm muted I muted the class trailer in the hopes that, like, you know what I mean, if the videos would keep playing, that it would just stay on mute. So I'm definitely gonna mute that little section because that was loud as fuck. But yeah, no. Back to my point. I was like, okay, well then instead of like watching YouTube videos about like gaming news that's really like not like substantial in terms of like oh yeah, like I definitely want to remember this and like apply it to my life in some meaningful way, because it's just, you know what I mean, it's just noise. A lot of it was just like noise. It's like, all right, going in one year, out the other, like, oh cool, video game got delayed, oh cool, like there's a patch for this game, oh cool, like the internet's angry about something. It's like that's great and all, but it's it wasn't helping me become like a better person. And so yeah, like this productivity masterclass, it was really like the domino effect that helped me get back into like, you know, like learning, you know, trying to be like a student again, since like I graduated like in 2015, as well as get back into reading again. For so many fucking years, pretty much like even like during college, or, you know, like shortly like after I graduated, I would reinforce this fucking identity to myself, like, reading? Who does that in insert year? Like, lol, LeMayo, dude, who reads? Like, I don't fucking read. And just pretty much just like, no, like telling myself, it's like, dude, I loved reading as a kid. All those book fairs, all those scholastic book fairs and shit, know what I mean? Like, you guys fucking, you homies, like, you guys feel me on that shit? I was all about that. And granted, when I was a kid, a lot of times I was like, yo, this cover looks cool. And I'd start reading it and be like, the point is, I was a huge fan of reading. And so it's been really awesome to rekindle that love for reading that I had as a kid. But instead of it just being like applied to like fiction, actually reading like some self-help books that have been really, really fucking transformative for me, in terms of the lessons that are offered, as well as the different perspectives like it's given me on my own life, and helping me reprioritize what fucking matters, what I'm gonna do with the limited time that I have, and the habits that I want to pick up and the habits that I want to drop to help me get to the person that like I want to be in the future. Not letting this identity that I've had in the past, that like I have shame and embarrassment towards, not letting that solidify who I am today and let that define me like forever. Like, nah, like fuck that shit. It's like, okay, let's drop this habit. Like, for example, yo dude, like for a while now, like I was just like, you know, I was just vaping cartridges, like, you know, THC cartridges. Because like of the convenience. I was like, oh sweet, like I don't have to like pack my bong anymore, and like I don't need to like, you know, pack it quickly and make sure I hit it and blow it out my window before my fucking parents come in, so like I don't get fucking, you know, kicked out, you know what I mean, caught, and then eventually like kicked out of my apartment, because there's been a couple times where I got pretty damn close to that shit happening. I was like, oh cool, this allows me to like, you know what I mean, like still like vape but like low key and stuff. I was like, this is not getting me anywhere. And it's not to say that like I've sworn it off entirely. Like I'm actually just I'm taking a break now, and like let me just like look real quick, because like I'm tracking like different habits and seeing like how long I can go in terms of like streaks and stuff. I'm on a 15-day streak since the last time I vaped, and I know like that really doesn't seem like a long time, but dude, like either like smoking or like vaping, like dude, that's been such a long time habit for me that, oh man, it's been so goddamn freeing to break free of those chains and realize, like, for one, it's like, dude, Sam, you were sober for like what, 18 years before you even, or you like 17 or around that point, before you even decided to like take your first bong hit? Dude, you could be sober for a week, a few days, a month. You can fucking do it. You're just refusing to because you're so stuck in your old habits, and you're so afraid, like, oh, but like I need this, or like, oh, it's gonna make me irritable, and just like, oh man, dude, it's been so fucking self-empowering for me to just realize it's like, dude, Sam, like you can do this. I fucking told you, and I've been feeling so much better from that, you know, being free, cutting myself from those chains and being like, I don't need this. I don't need this to be a part of my, like, you know, a ritual in my life, especially if it's not helping me move forward in the person that I want to be. And for me personally, because you know, I know a bunch of people who are able to like, you know, like smoke or like vape, and they're able to still like continue on and like be a productive person and all that stuff. So you know what I mean, everything I'm saying, like, dude, this is strictly like for me. If you're able to do that, then dude, more power to you. But yeah, I just realized for myself, it's like, nah, man, I fall into just like laziness and just fucking self-wallowing in my own fucking sadness and shit, and be like, oh man, well that'd be cool if I could actually like, you know, stop doing this and then maybe like be more productive with my time. And then yeah, no, I'm 31 years old, about to turn 30, about to turn 32, and I'm just starting to like, you know, realize like, oh no, like cool, like I actually can do this. It's like, dude, oh, the fucking parrot on my shoulder is like, finally, Sam, you fucking woke up, about goddamn time. But yeah, man, it's been yeah, I've been not super like, well, yeah, like I'm proud of myself, but I'm not trying to like, you know, put myself on a pedestal. But I'm just really proud that I finally am taking charge of my life and not letting things control my life, not letting these habits control my life, control the limited hours that I have in the day after work, and instead just putting it towards stuff that's actually, you know, more fulfilling for me. Taking these classes on Skillshare, taking the productivity masterclass. And even though like I initially started this class like a month ago, dude, I still listen to this class like, not like weekly, but after I went through the class once, it resonated with me so much. It had such an impact on me and gave me perspective in a way that like I hadn't had on my own life before, that like it became a ritual in terms of like, cause like when you're like a premium member, when you're like paying for the service, you can download, what was it, the episodes or the lessons on your phone, and then just like YouTube Premium, you can just listen to it offline. And so like I wasn't even watching the videos, I was just listening to the lessons, like either on my car ride home or if like I'm working out, just like, you know what I mean, just constantly just like feeding myself these lessons, because like I know my memory is like so terrible that I'm just like, okay, well, like let's keep on reinforcing this stuff, because not only do like I enjoy it, like, hold on. No. Like not only do like I enjoy it, but just like great teachers like I've had in school, like I was like, well, like he's a great teacher, and I want to impart these lessons into my, like I want to, you know what I mean, take these lessons, apply them to my own life, but also now through this video, like I want to share like with you guys this class. And if you I think on Skillshare right now, if you sign up, you can try the service for 14 days. So even if like you're on a budget, dude, you can easily, in the 14 days for your free trial, take this class, and you know what I mean, if it helps you, like, you know what I mean, keep the information in your head, like if you want to like cancel like before the trial is over, dude, like just take notes. You know what I mean? Like take your own personal notes, so that, you know, after the trial's over, or like right when you cancel, you can take those lessons and the stuff that resonated with you and apply it to your own life. Because yeah, it's been such a goddamn blessing for me to have discovered this class, as well as the books that he talks about, and that'll lead me into like my next point that I'll talk about in a second. But on Skillshare, Ali Abdal, and I'm probably like mispronouncing his name, he has like a few other classes on there. He also has a class on Stoicism. It's like, what's the name of the class title? How to Be Happier, Stoicism Masterclass. That class that's like, I think it's his newest one, and he collaborates like with another one of his friends his name happens to be Sam, and it was just something that I didn't even know like was a thing, or if I did, I've only heard about it in terms of like Stoicism, and how it was like a school of thought that was initially like, what was it, created like, yo, dude, like back in the fucking Greek age, you know what I mean, like fucking all those OG philosophers and shit. Yeah, like that class specifically has helped me just not let things that I've let control my emotions, like road rage, as well as just shitty people that I meet in life, just not letting them yeah, not letting them actively control how I feel. Like, cause I would be like driving home, having like the best day of my life, and then some asshole like cuts in front of me, and then I instantly knee jerk to have a reaction of like, oh, fucking asshole, like, wow, what a piece of shit. And instantly letting this fucking douchebag who doesn't care about me, who I've never met in my life before, who I'll probably never see again, actively take away my joy and just let this negativity fill inside me and fucking just like take over. And it's just like, dude, like a quote that is like, you know, that connects with this, that really resonated with me is, happiness is an inside job. Don't let anyone else, or don't assign anyone that much power over your life. Happiness is an inside job. Don't assign anyone that much power over your life. And oh man, when I read that, I was just like, oh shit, okay, all right, well, happiness, my own happiness, this is all on me. Why am I giving that power to someone else, especially someone that I've never fucking met before and is like, I'm never gonna see again? You know what I mean? It's like, why? They're gonna move on with their life. Why am I still harping on this moment that happened 5 minutes ago, that happened a day ago, that happened a week ago? It's like, dude, they've moved on. Why haven't I moved on? You know what I mean? So yeah, that stoicism class, it's helped me. It's helped me just, you know, help control my emotions. And yeah, just realize that there's only two things that I have control over: my own thoughts and my own actions. Everything else, for the most part, pretty much is out of my control. So why should I try to control that? You know what I mean? If I'm at a store and someone has like kids with them and they're being like really fucking loud and annoying, why am I gonna let those kids like hi Zero why am I gonna let them control my happiness? It's like, dude, like, I'm not their parents. That's out of my control. So what is in my control? Like, you know what I mean? Like, just kind of refocusing, like, oh, okay, my own control, like what's in my control are my own thoughts and my own actions. Okay, well then, all right, I'm not gonna let that affect me. It's like, all right, cool, maintain my tranquility. Be like, all right, well, I can't really control that, so like, whatever, I'm just gonna keep on focusing on like what's going on, like what I'm looking forward to, like what are the great things that are happening in my life, what are things that are gonna happen in the future that I'm looking forward to, you know, just not letting these knee-jerk reactions of negativity and just anger manifest and like just take over and just infect my life with just unnecessary stress and bullshit that just so doesn't fucking matter in the long run. You know what I mean? Yeah, it may make me feel good to get mad at this fucking piece of shit on the road and cut him back off, but so what? How is this helping me? How is that helping me become a better person? It's not. It's giving me a temporary high of like, oh yeah, dude, I took that power back. That'll show him. Who fucking cares about that shit? It's so trivial. It's so just like, dude, yeah, I'm done with that shit. And it's not to say like, oh, like I'm fucking all zen now and I'm all peaceful and shit. No. Like, it's an ongoing process, but I'm actively choosing to not let stuff like that get in the way of my happiness, especially because I felt so much better about myself, as well as like all the love that I've been receiving from you guys this past week. There's so many great things that I can focus on. Why am I gonna harp on this little shit that doesn't matter in the fucking long run? Nah, man, over that shit. Especially with the fact that we have limited time on this planet. I am no longer gonna let stuff like that just dominate portions of my life, portions of my time that I'm never gonna get back. Nah. Focus on what's important to me, my family, my friends. And yeah, how I want to live, like, you know, like how I want to live the life that I fantasized about, and actively change my habits or apply certain lessons that I've learned through classes or books to do that now. It'll never be an overnight success. It'll never be an overnight thing, but being able to chip away at old habits, being able to chip away at stuff like my road rage and, you know, getting better at controlling my emotions, to actually see improvement on that, like either on a daily or a weekly basis through like journaling, which, like, you know, I'll also link these in the description. Dude, this right here, this has become like my Bible, dude. I write in this daily. I write in this like an hour before I have to go to work, and I write in this like before I go to sleep, so that every day I am waking up and writing down things like 3 things that I'm grateful for, 3 things that I have active control over that will make my day great, and at the end of the day, writing 3 awesome things that happen, as well as what's the other thing that's in this? Okay, so yeah, just to give you like a sample, like it always gives you like a daily quote, and then the first thing is I am grateful for, and it gives you, you know, 3 different lines to write 3 things you're grateful for. What would make today great? 3 things you can write there. Daily affirmations like I am, you know what I mean? Like just a way to like reinforce, you know, like your identity, or like, you know, something along those lines. I'm like not explaining this in a great way, but when I first started writing this journal, and I was just working on just accepting who I am, you know, flaws included, a simple affirmation of me, like physically writing in I am enough, just writing that over and over again. I know it sounds like so like small, or it sounds like maybe like, oh, like, you know, like how would that actually have an impact on you? But no, dude, day after day, just writing in there, just reinforcing myself, like I am enough. Sam, you are enough. You do not need to try to meet some expectation that you've created, that you've self-manufactured, because you feel like this is the identity that will be sufficient to your friends, to your peers, to your family. And just be like, no, because then that's fake. That's me manufacturing or me exaggerating parts of myself that are really not, that don't ring true to me. And I'm just doing it to either impress others or to try to meet their standards. It's like, why are you trying to meet the standards of other people instead of trying to meet the standards of yourself? Why are you trying to meet the expectations of other people instead of meeting the expectations of yourself? And, you know, it's been really a blessing to get back into journaling, and specifically this one, the 5-minute journal. I've tried to journal, or I have tried to journal like on a daily or a weekly basis, or even like monthly, on so many different occasions, starting from like high school, going through college, and I always dropped off at a certain point. I still have like some of my journals from like freshman year of college when I was writing it every day, and I'm so grateful that I didn't throw that away, or that didn't get tossed out, because being able to go back and just see these detailed entries of how I was feeling, the music I was listening to, exactly what I did, I actually have that on paper. I'm like, man, dude, this is my fucking, it's like a time capsule, you know what I mean? Like, this is my history right here. And to see like how far I've come from that point to where I am today, but applying it to a journal that I've been able to stick consistently with since the end of August, writing in it every day, as it's been awesome, man. Like, I was actually just looking back earlier today at like what I was writing about at the end of August, and just kind of seeing like my commitment statement, you know, like, oh, I want to write in this journal because I want to learn discipline, or I want to, you know, I want to make myself happy again. And, you know, like it definitely, like, you know, it opened the floodgates a little bit, just because it's just like I can already see the improvement now, and being like, man, like, you know, like almost like I'm cheering myself on. It's like, fuck yeah, Sam. It's only been like, what, like less than 2 months? Look at the little improvements you've made so far. Don't you want to keep on improving? Don't you want to keep this up? Like, it's like, fuck yeah, I do. Because if it's made me a more confident, if it's made me a much, not much, but if it's made me a better person, whatever that means to me, then I think that's worth every fucking second that I can dedicate to it, that I'm willing to, that I can, because I want to keep learning. I'm done being stagnant. I'm done just fucking coasting on what's casual and what's easy, in terms of like, you know, like self-improvement and my habits, and, yeah, no, I just want to keep on chipping away and keep on improving, because like that's like been the most fulfilling thing for me, you know. Especially considering that, like, you know, I'm currently not streaming. Like, dude, self-improvement, like, this has been like my main focus for like the past 6 months, and more so like really like going ham on it in like the past like few months. And yeah, I'll link this in the description as well. And the reason why it's called the 5-minute journal is because, dude, it takes like 5 minutes. And if you're the type of person like me that's been like, oh, like it'd be cool to get back into journaling again, but then you have those thoughts of like, but then I'll like write like a journal entry one day and then like I'll kind of fall off of it, or like might be too much. Like, dude, I hope it works for you as much as it has for me. This is the fucking perfect journal for me. It takes me literally just minutes to write about 3 things that I'm grateful for, and 3 things that I can actively choose that I have control over in my life to make my day great, and to read like an inspirational quote. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, okay, that quote doesn't really hit me, but sometimes, like, you know, like I love when quotes are so simple. Like there was one from Abraham Lincoln that was like, fuck, hold on, I saved it in my notes here. Where is it? Like I love when like little simple quotes just fucking, oh man, they hit home for me, and they just give me perspective in a way that like I didn't really view before. Where is it? Oh, here we go. In the end, it's not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. Like a simple switch like that. It's like, oh, so it's not really important about, oh, what did I do when I was like, you know, when I was 30, or what did I do when I was 25? It's like, dude, what are you doing now? Like, it's the life in your years. Like, what are you doing today? You know what I mean? Like, let's focus on the now. Let's live in the moment. Let's focus on the life in your years. The things that are going on weekly, daily, monthly. What about those individual moments? Let's, you know what I mean? Like, let's laser focus in on that, as opposed to looking at it from like a broad perspective, being like, I didn't really do much this year, or like, that was a shitty month. It's like, dude, like there's good and bad with everything, you know? And a lot of the times I was just letting like the few bad things just kind of dominate and just completely blind me from all the great things that were either going on in my life, or shit that like I'm grateful for that I was just taking for granted. Simple things like a roof under my head. Simple things like my mom and my dad. Like, and granted, like I want to move out, like, but you know, just being so grateful for them, their health, the fact that I can learn from them on a daily basis. My friends, being grateful for simple things like friendship, realizing that a lot of people don't have even just a few of the things that I have, and helping put it in perspective. Be like, okay. Like, all right, Sam, like let's center. Yeah, that sucked, but come on. You have a lot of other great things going on. Let's focus on that. Because who knows when these people or these things are going to go away. So don't you want to savor that now and really cherish it, so that when those things or these people do go, you're not wondering, or you're not left thinking like, I wish I told them how much I valued them. I wish I told them how much I've learned from them, how much they mean to me. You know what I mean? Those thoughts of like regret. I'm trying to like minimize as much as I can those thoughts, because yeah, I'm no fortune teller. Like none of us are. Who knows like when these things or these people are gonna go away? So why not live in the now and really just fucking be grateful for the things that like we have. And you know, for me, there's just so many things. And I don't say this from a point of pride, but just being factual, being like, whenever I get in a moment of rage, or I like lash out at my parents, trying to quickly catch myself either before I explode on them, or like right after, me like, oh, okay, all right, Sam, like like you had a bad day at work, but they worked 12 hours a day, and they're not bringing their emotional baggage home and unleashing it on you. So what gives you the right to do that to them? And if it doesn't give me the right, then it's like, okay, acknowledge that, okay, that was my bad, that was a mistake, and like letting them know, like, hey, I'm sorry about that. I really shouldn't have blown up on you, because why would I let my pride, especially with my parents or my fucking ego, why would I let that prevent me from admitting my faults? Like, nah, dude, especially not with my parents and especially not with my friends. It's like, dude, I'd rather admit that I was a piece of shit than fucking living the fucking false reality of like, nah, man, I was totally justified in doing that. They were wrong. It's like, cause like I know that like I was wrong. And yeah, dude, once again, I'm so grateful that like as humans, like I can have thoughts about my thoughts, and from that I can act. I can choose how I want to move forward. I can choose to not do that again in the future. And if it does happen, just being more cognizant of that and be like, okay, I made that mistake again, but it's all good. I'm a human, right? I'm prone to these mistakes, but what are the solutions I can do to make sure that this doesn't happen again in the future, or to try to minimize that, you know what I mean? Because perfection, that's another thing that's been I'm really trying to like instill in my head this idea of perfectionism, this idea of like, oh, if I can't do this 100% of the time, then I'm not gonna fucking bother doing it. If I miss a workout, it's like, oh, I guess I'm just gonna like, you know what I mean, go into fucking veg mode and like not even bother trying. It's like, dude, perfection is so overrated. Like, hold on, let me just try to find what was the it was either in the 5-minute, I think it was in, there's like another one that also from this company, it's called the Productivity Planner, the 5-minute journal and the Productivity Planner, which I'll also link this one in the description. I'll just link you guys to the website so you can browse it. It's been like a 1-2 combo for me. The journal, in terms of just like writing down like things that I'm grateful for and things that I can actively choose to do in my day that will make my day great. That's more like a self-reflection, but this is more so like, all right, what are the tasks that are important to me for said day? And you know what I mean? How am I going to accomplish these tasks by locking in, by single focusing on one thing at a time instead of like, being frazzled and trying to multitask, because I'm terrible at that. I try to like fool myself into thinking that like, oh yeah, I can do all these million things at once. I can switch from this and I can do this, I can do that. But no, I end up just fucking half-assing a bunch of stuff. So I'm really trying to like single task the important stuff that matters to me. But hold on, where is it? I'm trying to find it real quick. And if this takes too long, I will. I'll edit it out so guys are just not fucking looking at me flip through these pages mindlessly. Ah, found it. Okay. It's a quote from Voltaire. Forgot exactly who he is, but that sounds really familiar. Yeah, yeah, you can Google it if you're really curious. But the quote is, "Perfect is the enemy of the good." And like what I've taken from that is like, dude, stop trying to do things perfectly. Life isn't perfect. So why are you trying to orient your life to this idea of perfectionism? This idea of like, oh, all in or nothing. No, we're prone to make mistakes. We're prone to fall off the wagon every now and then, even like with my habits. And like, yeah, just like this past week, I missed a workout on Friday. And in the past, like I would beat myself up over that, be like, like fucking A, man, like, God damn it, you missed the workout. All right, so then that means tomorrow we have to make it up, and then we gotta, you know what I mean? Just striving for perfectionism and just putting all this unnecessary stress on me when it was just not necessary. It's like something that like another lesson that like I've been trying to apply is like, it's okay if you miss out on a good habit one day, like, because we're all right. It's just a mistake. It's like, dude, we're, you know what I mean? We're humans. We're not fucking robots. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm programmed. Like, oh, okay, all right, it's in my system. Like, that's a bug. We need to fix that. Like, that's. I don't know why I'm instantly thinking about fucking Chappelle show with that guy who's always doing the robot in all those skits. Fucking love that guy, dude. Okay, getting off course, but yeah, just if I do miss out on a habit, realizing that it's okay. It's like, it's all good, no worries. Happens to all of us, even the people at the top. But what's key is recognizing that and making sure that the next day, you fix that. You get right back on course. Not letting myself feel guilty about it, not letting negativity like flow in and just like I don't know, letting that ruin the great things that I've achieved so far. It's like, dude, look at all this progress you made, and just because like you missed the day, like you're gonna let all of that collapse? It's like, nah, man, it's all good. And so, yeah, even though like I missed out like on my workout on Friday, it's like, it's cool, man, no worries. Because like Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, like those are my set days in terms of like weight training at home. So it's like, okay, we'll get back on the weight training on Monday. But on Saturday, let's focus on the workout that we already have planned. That's in like my schedule, like cardio, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And like I had a great run on Saturday, and I added in my productivity planner. I was like, all right, this is like the most important task for me. If I can get this done, dude, that'd be fucking awesome. You know what I mean? Like focusing in on my habits and really trying to, you know what I mean, stick to those schedules. And after I had a run, I added in my planner. I was like, another task that I could do, and it would just make my day even better, weight training. Didn't get to it, but it's all good. You know what I mean? I didn't beat myself up over it. I didn't lock myself to that requirement of be like, oh, well, you missed it yesterday, so you have to make up for it today. Because these are all like self-imposed regulations on myself, and I just realized that in the past, like when I did that, it would just, I would be letting all this guilt inside of my life that was just like, dude, like whatever, bro. Like move on from that. It's cool. We'll just, every day is a new day to either like fix mistakes or just steer yourself in the direction that you want to go to. That's the fucking beauty of life. And I'm so grateful that, you know what I mean, every day I get to improve on the mistakes that like I made in the past day. Or if like I'm on like a streak of like reading or like working out, just being like, dude, let's try to keep this streak like as long as we can. If we miss a day, all good, dude. It doesn't take away all of the work that has been done the days prior. Self-improvement is like compound interest, and that's like something that was mentioned in like a book called Atomic Habits, and like I'll get into that. And I don't know how much I'm gonna talk about that because this video is already over like an hour long, like almost an hour 15, and I'm not trying to like, you know what I mean, take up that much of your time because this is already a lot to take in. But yeah, no, like that's been something that has really resonated with me in the book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. And I'll switch over these like real quick just so I can give you guys a visual, and I'll link these in the description just like everything else, just so you guys have a reference point. So this is the book I'm talking about, Atomic Habits, an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones, by James Clear. Man, just as the productivity planner and the 5-minute journal have become like my Bibles, like my daily rituals, stuff that like I don't skip a day out on, and if I do, I just get right back on that horse just because like it's been so impactful and positive in my life. Dude, this book right here, man, I just finished it this past weekend, and granted, I've only read up until like chapter 4 or 5, but I also have Audible, so like I pretty much listen to the rest like during my workouts, trying to be like productive even when I'm like working out, be like, okay, like I want to get my workout in, but I also like music's great and all, like for sure, like to get me like in the mood and all that. But I was like, well, let me try this because like I've never tried this. Let me try listening to an audiobook on my run instead, and we'll see how that goes. We'll see if like, you know what I mean, if I get distracted or if it helps my workout, or if like I don't notice any change at all. And like, dude, I didn't really notice any change, like any negative change. So yeah, that's just like a thing that I'm trying to like implement in terms of like a habit. I was like, okay, whenever I work out now, I'm gonna try to like learn something while I'm working out, because like I have like a set, not schedule, but like I have set workouts that I'm trying to improve on little by little each week. And so like I already know like what my routine is. And so with that being said, I can kind of like non-consciously like do my workouts while also listening to these books, you know, like on, on Audible. And yeah, listening through the rest of this book, as well as like I'm going back and reading it now, like on my Kindle. Man, so many great lessons to take from this. If there is a single book that I can recommend, this is it, dude. If you're the type of person that like either has bad habits that you want to drop, or you want to pick up like new habits, and you want you want some way to be able to harness that, or to, you know, have some form of structure, like I don't know what would be the best way or a great way to go about that. I'm not saying that like because it's worked so well for me it will for you, because like we're all different people, right? We're all going to learn differently, and different stuff that's going to resonate with me, that's going to resonate with you. But it doesn't hurt me, you know, it's no skin off of my back to recommend this book. So yeah, if you're interested at all in terms of like the idea of like habit formation and the little steps that you can take, the atomic habits, the small little habits that you can take and apply on like a daily life to help you improve your own, to improve like your own self, as well as like your, you know, your goals and all that stuff, man, cannot recommend this book. I can't, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna be recommending this book for like the rest of my life, you know. Like I already have like a couple people in like either my family or my friends that like, dude, this is what I'm getting for them for Christmas, and in the hopes that it can have even the slightest positive impact that it has had on me, because man, I really enjoyed, fucking loved listening and reading this book. And yeah, it's probably, it's most likely going to be a book that like I return to throughout like the rest of my life. Like it's had that much of a positive impact on my life, and it's helped me, you know what I mean? It's helped with my habits. It's helped me, you know, drop the old habits that weren't getting me where I wanted to be. And sorry if you hear Zero barking, god damn it. But it's also helped me pick up new habits, like reading again, learning again, fucking using flashcards through like an app called Anki, Anki. That's another one of Ali Abdal's classes. Using flashcards, which I haven't used ever since I was a kid, but using them in a way not to like study like history or like, you know what I mean, stuff like that, but more so hold on, Zero's barking a lot. I'll just edit this out. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So yeah, Zero was barking because yeah, one of my neighbors, he actually he just lost his iPhone. Like he left it in his Uber, and he was trying to see if there was a way through like my dad's iPhone that he could use like the Find My iPhone app and try to find it. And yeah, fuck man, that sucks, dude. he just finished paying it off too, and yeah, and this just happened. So yeah, he was just reaching out to see if there was anything that like we can do on our end. And yeah, unfortunately, I think unless he can either find it through like a web browser, like track it that way, or, you know, actively call his phone in the hopes that the driver will pick up and, you know, return it. I don't really know what other options he has, but yeah, I hope he finds it. That fucking sucks, man. My neighbors are super chill, and they've never ever asked me anything in the future, or not in the future, in the past. It was like super apologetic. It's like, oh, sorry, like I don't mean to bother you. And it's like, dude, like it's cool, man. Like I get it, you know, like I'd be in a state of panic, and like that's like a last resort that that would be my last resort. I'm like, I really don't want to bother them. So the fact that he was so considerate about that, I really hope he does find it, because yeah, they've always been cool neighbors. So yeah, it just yeah, I just hope he finds it because yeah, they've always been super cool, and that fucking sucks. But yeah, no, to try to get back to what I was talking about, yeah, I'm pretty sure I was just talking about, what was it? This book, yeah, Atomic Habits. Yeah, I seriously can't recommend this book enough. It's been so influential. It's been so impactful on how I go about my day to day, and just really enlightening. And it's like an easy read too. You know what I mean? It's not like, it wasn't even filled with like a bunch of like excuse me. It wasn't even filled with like language that was like so like, you know, out of like my wheelhouse, that I was like, I kind of only understand like a fraction of what they're talking about. You know what I mean? It's really easy to digest. And yeah, man, dude, highly recommend you check this out. And if you're like not into reading books, dude, like check out the audiobook, man. Like, dude, you can sign up for like a free trial of Audible, and then you get like 2 titles. And the great thing about that is like, dude, you can cancel before like you start getting auto billed, and then you keep these books for the rest of your fucking life, like on your account. It's not like they go away, and it's not like the PlayStation Store where the free monthly games, you know what I mean? Like they're only active like whenever your subscription is active. It's like, nah, man, you can keep these books for like, you know, the rest of time, or, you know, however long your account is active. So yeah, Atomic Habits by James Clear. I'll link this stuff in the description like everything else. But yo, dude, fucking love this book, man. Oh man. Yeah, can't recommend it enough. It's awesome. Another one that I also finished recently, excuse me, is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, a counterintuitive approach to living a good life. And dude, like this book, this was the first book that like I started, never finished back in 2000 and fuck, man, I think this goes back like 2016, 2017. Like that's how long ago I bought it. But dude, what's great about this book, and it's by the author, it's by Mark Manson. Why I'm so glad that I started with this book was that it was so unlike a lot of self-help books that I've heard about, where it's all about reinforcing positivity and making sure that like you think positively about every fucking thing in every second of your life. Like dude, it was so unlike all these other positive or self-help books that I've heard about before. I love how just, I don't know, not like straight to the point, but like I just love how like this book and like this author was just so real with just like, I don't know, man, just not holding back. And like, you know what I mean, like in the title, like you can already get an idea of like, oh, like, you know what I mean, like there's probably going to be like some foul language used, but just like South Park doesn't use foul language just for foul language, that like it all goes back into like, you know, like either telling like the story of the episode, or, you know what I mean, there's always like deeper underlying reasons why they would use like foul language. You know, it wasn't just in there just to like have it. And granted, like there was that one specific episode where like they're just keeping track of how much time they could say shit, or I forgot like what word it was, and there was actually like a tracker for it. There was always like meaning behind it, you know what I mean, whether it was to reinforce like the character or the emotions, you know what I mean, there was always like a specific reason for it. It was not just like shallow, like, oh, it'd be cool if we just had this in there. It's like it was just how like the creators wanted to tell the story through like their characters, you know what I mean, like this, like, well, this is like the type of humor that is funny to me, so, you know what I mean, just being true to like themselves, like Matt Stone and Trey Parker. And so this book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, I loved how it wasn't filled with all just like this hoity-toity. It's just like, oh, like you're amazing, like blah blah blah, like positive, like this is all great. It's just like I loved how fucking real it was, and just telling you like, yo, dude, life fucking sucks. There's suffering. Everyone goes through suffering. Everyone has like faults and all this, but like, yeah, I like how it wasn't trying to use fluffy language to like make you feel good all the time, because yo, dude, like life is not like that. So why would I want to read a book that is giving me a false representation of how life is? Of like, dude, there's some fucking really bad shit that happens in our lives, but there's also some really great shit. The point is to realize that bad shit isn't going away, that suffering is continual and it's going to keep on happening. But as long as you're able to put it in perspective, as long as you're able to take that and not let that, you know what I mean, like bring you down, and just to actively harness these feelings or these negative events that happen in your life and actually learn from that, then like you should be grateful for those moments, because you're never gonna succeed if you don't fail. So embrace your failures and learn from it so that you can succeed, fail again, and just have that cycle keep on going. You succeed, you fail, you learn from those failures so that you can, like, you know, succeed from that. Just keeps on going. And yeah, I love this book too. I just finished reading it, and I was looking at like the audiobook version, just because I was like, oh, it'd be cool if I can also like listen to this book when I'm like doing my workouts. So I don't have to like, you know, physically be at home like reading it. I can listen to it like in my car, because a lot of the lessons in this book, I was like, man, I want to keep on listening to it. I want to keep on reinforcing it into like my life, so that it becomes ingrained in terms of like reinforcing the values that like I want to continue reinforcing in my life, you know, like moving forward. And there were like some mixed reviews of people being like, dude, this book's only great if like you're like a college student, or like you're a bro, or like you're a male. It's I mean, like, everyone's entitled to like their own opinion, of course. I'm not saying that they're all wrong, but I don't know, man. If you're looking for a self-help book that is just not trying to fluff up the language, and it just has no problems being like fucking real with you, you know what I mean? And if you're okay like with like language, like, you know, like foul language, and that's not just thrown in there to be like, oh yeah, cool, I'm just saying fucking here just to like say fuck. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck and Atomic Habits, man, these are two books that I want to keep on reading and coming back to for like the rest of my life, because yeah, they've been really impactful for me, and just a lot of good stuff in there. And so yeah, hey, if it helps you, or if that interests you, definitely check it out. I'll link this one in the description as well. Once again, the title is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, a counterintuitive approach to living a good life. And if I could just mention one more thing from this book that has become like a daily mantra in like what I write in my 5-minute journal, man, the affirmation that's been like in my journal daily for like a cool minute now is, I am always actively choosing the fucks I give, the fucks I don't give, and how I react and interpret events around me. And that first part, I am actively choosing the fucks I give and the fucks I don't give. I got that from this book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. And it's like early on in the book, and it just says that, dude, we have limited amount of fucks to give, and if you're gonna give everyone and their fucking mothers a part of like your limited fucks, then not only is that mentally draining, like that is not good for you. Because just like how I would give like in the past, and like I still do every now and then, right? Because human, you know, not perfect, but you know, just trying to like not give, trying to limit the fucks that I do give, and not giving fucks to shit and people that don't fucking matter. But I found myself giving so many fucks to all the little shitheads on the road that either couldn't drive, or that I would just get so mad at because they were driving so slow. I was like, dude, why am I giving them, if I have limited fucks, why am I giving one of them to this person? Like, why? What am I gaining from that except a temporary feeling of like empowerment of like, yeah, I cut them off, that'll show them. What? That's not helpful at all. You know what I mean? That's a temporary high, but that's not something that like is gonna have like a positive lasting impact on my life. It's like, nah, man, that's petty. That's what it is at the end of the day. That's fucking petty. I was like, nah, man, it's just making me a bitter person whenever I drive. Happiness is an inside job, once again, right? Happiness is an inside job. Why am I assigning this much power over someone else that I've never met before? Why? Nah, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm not going to do that anymore. And yeah, dude, if there was like someone at like the market that is, you know what I mean, like a cashier that's, you know what I mean, in like a really shitty mood, why am I gonna let that person affect my tranquility? Up until that moment, I was having the best fucking Saturday, and what? I'm gonna let that all of a sudden go down south just because they're having a bad day and they're projecting that onto me? It's like, man, I was just, and like, nah, fuck that shit. I'm not gonna let them rain on my parade. I'm having a fucking awesome day. And if all that's in my control is my own thoughts and my actions, then I'm not gonna let them take that away from me. I'm not gonna let them take away my happiness and affect me and just bring down the mood and just have that sit with me, have that stir with me for the rest of my day, for the rest of my weekend. What? For what? Like, oh, well, they shouldn't have been acting like that. Well, I have no fucking control of that. Whether they should have or shouldn't have been acting how I think they should have, it's like, dude, that's out of my control. Let them live their life. Let them make the mistakes that they want to make. Let them do the things that they want to do. As long as I'm doing the things that I want to do, as long as I'm controlling my thoughts in the way that I want to, that's all I can do. So that's all I should really be concerned about. And if I'm having the best day ever, don't let that person take that away from me. You know what I mean? And don't let Don't let the fucking shitheads that you meet in your life take away the happiness from your life. Why? Nah, it's not worth it, dude. It's not. And so yeah, that's been like, it's been a mantra that I've taken from that book, that it's been just, man, it's been so it's been really it's been really powerful for me, you know what I mean? Actively choosing the fucks I give and letting go of the ones that don't matter. So yeah, it's helped me, and it's continuing to help me manage my temper when I'm on the road, as well as just when I'm out in my everyday life. There are going to be those people no matter where I go. There are going to be these people no matter like where you go. And so instead of trying to stop all of them, instead of trying to prevent that altogether, because like that's impossible, because like there's so many people and you have no control over their emotions. I mean, and even if you think you could try to change that, unless they want to change that, they're not going to. So don't waste your time and your energy. And I'm telling that to myself. It's like, Sam, don't waste that time and your energy on that and trying to change these people. Just focus on you and what you want to change about your life. What you want to change, what negative things you want to change about your life. Just improve on those. You know what I mean? Because that's the most fulfilling thing that I can work towards, is becoming a better person and applying the lessons that I've learned through these books, through these classes. And yeah, just daily, just trying to improve on that. And if I'm making progress, being like, fuck yeah, man. Hells yeah, it was worth it to not let this person affect my tranquility, because why? I'm having the fucking best day of my life. I'm going to continue having the best day of my life because I'm actively choosing not to give a fuck about this Felicia, actively choosing not to give a fuck about this rude ass person at the market. No, it's all good. It's been really like liberating, you know? They can do what they want to do. You know what I mean? And if, as long as it's not like actively like harming me physically, why am I going to let that affect my character? Why am I going to let that affect my soul? Nah, man. 31 years old? I'm not getting any younger. Nah, bro. I'm not going to let them fucking affect me to the point where I'm growing white hairs and shit. Nah, man. Hells no, bro. I'm trying to keep this shit like as good as possible for as long as I can. Know me, before I have to fucking join like Rogaine or like a hair club for men. You know what I mean? I am trying to not speed up that progress. You know what I mean? But yeah, there's like a few other books, but you know what I mean? We'll get to those later. Those are the two that I really wanted to fucking talk about in this video specifically, as well as the Productivity Masterclass and the Stoicism Masterclass on Skillshare from Ali Abdaal. Yeah, I'll link all this stuff in the description so you can take a look at it later if you are interested. And as well as like for the 5-minute journal, I'll also link you to this website so that you can take a look at it for yourself and see if it interests you. And hey, if you pick it up, I hope it works for you in some way, shape, or form, and I hope it has any form of positive impact that it has for me. Yeah, it's become like my daily ritual, and yeah, the fact that it is called the 5-minute journal, like I love that. I've been able to easily just fit it into my schedule. Sure, I have to wake up a little bit earlier, but if the sacrifice of me sleeping a little bit earlier so that I can wake up a little bit earlier before work to do this, especially knowing how much of an impact it has had on my life, even if it was like small at the beginning, it's worth it. It's worth it to me. And if you make the sacrifice and apply that to your own life, I hope it's worth it to you. Because yeah, like I said at the beginning of this video, dude, just like replying to the comments and stuff, like, dude, that's the least that I could do, and that's the least you know what I mean? Like, instead of thinking about like, oh, I have to do this, just shifting that mindset. I don't have to do this. I get to do this. I don't have to reply to these comments like, oh, like I have to do this or have to do that. I get to. What a privilege it is for me to be able to reply to comments for people that have taken an hour out of their busy ass schedule. And if you're not busy, it doesn't fucking matter. If I get the opportunity, if I get the privilege to reply to you guys, for you guys taking an hour out of your life, out of your schedule to watch my video, to listen to my update, then fuck yeah, I'm going to. And granted, I only started to reply to the YouTube comments like a little bit later than I had hoped. It's okay, whatever. I know that you guys are not gonna hold me to that, like, oh man, I posted that comment like 5 days ago, bro, and you're replying, you know, like on the 6th day or like the 7th day. Like, dude, I know you guys aren't thinking that, and if there is someone that's thinking that, then it's like I'm sorry, man. I just like, I'd hope that you just realize that, like, I have my own stuff to do, and I realize that you have your own stuff to do, and I wanted to make sure that when I did reply to you, that I took the time to actually, that I set time in my schedule to reply to you in a thoughtful manner, and not just reply to everyone right, you know, as soon as they post it. Thanks, cool, awesome, what up, awesome, yo, awesome, heart. And granted, like, you know, I'm not gonna be able to like reply to like everyone like all the time, you know what I mean? Sometimes I might just like a comment just because I want to at least let you know, like, hey, I read your comment, I acknowledge that. I'm not quite sure how to respond, but like, thank you. At least like giving you that little bit to know, like, hey, like for sure, like an acknowledgement, like, hey, I read that, thank you for that. But if I can, taking the time to put out a thoughtful response, because yeah, it's the least I can do. And it's something that I get to do. I have the privilege of that, and I'm so thankful that you guys have given me your time. If you're watching this video, I appreciate you giving me another hour of your time. Dear God, we are almost at 2 hours, and I'm gonna try to clip this so that's a little bit shorter. I mean, there was like 10 minutes or so where I was gone because I was talking to my neighbor and trying to quiet down Zero, but however long this video is, thank you once again for allowing me to, you know, allowing me into your life, into your schedule, into whatever is going on, and for allowing me to be a part of that. Because yeah, I really wanted to make this video because I knew that trying to put this like on paper or trying to type it out, like I was like, oh man, I'm gonna just stress about like the structure or like the grammar and all that. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just stick to what I'm really good at, which is rambling and talking to a camera, because like I've streamed for years, as well as like, you know what I mean, like all the way going back to like, you know, studying acting and like trying to do it, acting for TV and film. Like I've grown comfortable to like talking to this camera, so this is the perfect medium for me. And I don't know if this is going to be a weekly thing, but I'm really enjoying this. And this is like all new to me, so who knows if this is just like the honeymoon phase. But yeah, that's exactly the reason why I didn't want to commit and label these weekly, like Sam's weekly rambles, because I'm not trying to pigeonhole myself, or, you know what I mean, set like strict schedules where like I'm gonna be just putting out videos even though like I really don't want to, and then I'm kind of half-assing it. It's like, nah, like whenever I do put out these videos, I want to make sure that not only do I want to, like, you know what I mean, because like I get to make these videos, I get the opportunity to have this platform to talk to you guys, and yeah, making sure that like that my heart is in it, just like when I do like, you know, like my stream, whenever I return to that, making sure my heart is in it fully, 100%, making sure that I'm mentally like, you know, willing and wanting to, you know what I mean, turn on the camera, hang out with you guys, even if we're not playing games, just spending time just connecting, talking, chilling, learning about what you guys are doing, learning what games you're playing. If you guys are readers and you guys are reading some stuff and like you want to tell me about it, dude, drop it in the comments, man. Tell me in the Discord. If there's more ways that I can learn from you guys, then dude, I'm all about that. And like another thing that like I want to start doing is I want to start, instead of just calling you guys by like your Twitch handles or like, you know what I mean, your Twitter handles, like I want to get to know you guys all by at least a first name basis, because like I'm already doing that like with like people that like I see at the dog park like on a daily basis, because for the longest time I'd always be like, oh, I only remember them from their dog's name, and reinforcing the identity of like, oh, I'm so bad with names, and just being like, so I'm gonna just continue to reinforce that and act like I can't change that? Of course not. No. Especially now that like I've been like clean off of like vaping THC like on a daily basis for like about like 2 weeks now. Like that's definitely helped a little bit for me personally with my short-term memory as well as like my long-term memory. And so being able to use Anki like flashcards like on my phone and just creating a list of names to remember, that's been all worth it to me, because I enjoy talking to these people like on a daily basis, and I don't want to just refer to them like, oh, you're Charlie's owner, or like you're insert dog's owner. Like, I want to get to know them like on a name-to-name basis, especially if they remember my name. And especially like you guys that remember my name. And granted, it's in the Twitch handle, so it's a lot easier. Still, I've known some of you guys for fucking years. The least I can do, and the least I want to, and that I get to do, is learn your guys' first name, and I don't know, kind of bridge the gap between just like seeing you just as like a name like in Twitch chat, and actually knowing like, oh, that guy's name is Michael, or this person's name is Sarah, like whatever like the name is, you know what I mean? It just helps me reinforce like more of like a stronger connection like with you guys, and especially active members of my community. I know it's like it's so much easier for me to just like go off your guys' Twitch handles or your Twitter handles, and if you guys are cool with that, or if you prefer that, dude, by all means, I'm not forcing you to like tell me what your first name is. But if I can start to bridge that gap between just the username and actually get to know you guys on a first name basis, dude, like I would love to do that. I would love to just create like another set of flashcards on my phone, be like specifically for like my homies on Twitch, like, you know what I mean, having the front side of the flashcard be like their Twitch handle and the back side being like their first name, and actively studying that on a daily basis on my free time, not because I have to, because I want to, and because I get to. It's an opportunity to get to know you guys on a first name basis, and it's like, dude, for sure, I'm willing to do that for people that I meet and see all the time at the dog park that I go to. I'm more than willing to do that for my friends who have supported me on this fucking platform for years. And even if it hasn't been years, it's like, dude, if you supported me in any way, shape, or form, like, dude, let's get to know each other like on a first name basis. Accidentally switched over to a different scene. My bad. That was totally my mistake. I forgot I had hotkeys for some of these scenes. I'll have to either edit it out. I mean, like, that was really quick, so I might just like keep that in. But yeah, no. If you're willing to share your first name with me, and you want to kind of just keep it between, like, you know what I mean, you and me, like, dude, feel free to shoot me a DM on Twitter. Feel free to just like shoot me a DM on Discord. Like, yo, dude, let's start up this conversation. And if anything, even if it's like not like a deep conversation, dude, I would just love to know what your first name is, so that I can create my flashcard, my new deck, which like it's like exciting to me, you know what I mean? And I know that kind of sounds like nerdy or like geeky or dumb, but like, dude, it's been really cool being able to actually, like, you know what I mean, get to know all these people's names, and actually like testing myself, you know, not like, oh, like, you know, like school wise, where like the flashcards in school, I was like, boring history stuff I don't care about, but actually studying stuff on flashcards that I do care about, like names, dude, people, connections, all about that shit, dude. So yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap that up here. It's been almost 2 hours, and yeah, I still gotta like upload this and like edit out, you know, that 10 minutes where I was gone, so that, you know, you guys aren't just like sitting there in your car or like listening to me like, did Sam die? Like, hello? You there? Should I call a 911? If I'm not in the US, should I call someone in the US and tell them to call 911? Hi, yes, I want to put out a search warrant. Okay, can I get a first name, please? Sam? Can I get a last name, please? Kim. Let's see. Oh, for sure. There's only about 1 billion of them. Such a common ass fucking name, dude, for Koreans, dude. Chapter of the Bible plus a Kim. So common. Going off on a tangent, and I'm trying to end the goddamn video, dude. Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, man. I can't help it. But guys, let's wrap things up here. Yeah, I'll include descriptions, or I'll include in the description of this video all the classes that I've mentioned, as well as the books that I've mentioned. You know, Skillshare, the Productivity Masterclass, the Stoicism Masterclass, Atomic Habits by James Clear, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson, I'll share all that stuff because yeah, these classes and these books have really been positive positive things that have come in my life and have helped me reinforce and help me shape the person that like I'm actively trying to be today. And if I can pass that on to you guys, and if it can help you in your life, dude, fuck yeah, man. Let's do it, dude. Let's grow together. You know what I mean? Because why not? Like, I love seeing my friends succeed in whatever they're doing. And if I can help you guys succeed in self-improvement, if we can help each other, why the fuck not? Why not? Especially since I'm grateful to have this platform. I'm more than willing to do that. Because it's easy enough for me to just put it in the description. It's easy enough to fucking boot up this fucking camera and to just talk to you guys and mention these things. And if it can have a lasting impact that you take with you for the rest of your life and helps you become a better person, whatever that means to you, hells yeah, man. No fucking problem for me. So yeah, guys, thank you once again for your time. You're all awesome. I fucking love the shit out of you guys. Thank you again for all the positivity, all like the love and the support this past week. It's been overwhelming, but in the best fucking possible way. If I've stopped by your stream and you've welcomed me back in open arms, Baluma, Nicktacular, like Maddox, and I'm gonna try to visit more of you guys, you know, the guys, you know, you guys that do stream. I'm gonna try to visit you guys as, you know, as time goes on, you know, as, you know, in like the week that comes, or like in this coming week, I'm gonna try to, you know what I mean, spread out my time and just say like, what up, you know, cause yeah, you guys have supported me, so let me throw a little bit of support back your way, even if it means just like talking and just being in your stream, you know. And if I can, like, for sure financially, yo, dude, let me throw fucking some gift subs your way, you know what I mean? Like, dude, it's cool, man. Like, I don't need the emotes, no worries, man. Let me give these emotes to people that have been actively watching your streams, because yeah, I'm not like fucking going broke or anything. Like, I have some expendable income, so if I can toss some money to my homies, then fuck yeah, dude. If I can, for sure, but more importantly, if I want to, and if I get to have this opportunity, I'm gonna take that shit. Not for any acknowledgement, or not for, you know, any kind of like points on my, you know, pride meter, but like, yeah, fuck yeah, like, dude, for sure, like, it feels great for me, but I'm not doing it because I'm trying to like be like, oh, like, look at me, like, for sure I can give these gift subs, like, oh, like, I can do this. Nah, dude, give two shits about that, man. I don't give a fuck. All I care about is supporting the homies, and if I can do that, I'm gonna fucking do that for you guys, because you guys do that for me. It's a two-way street. That's how friendships works. That's how, like, true friendships that I value and I want to keep with my life, that's how they work, and that's how they work for me. And that's how I want to, like, you know what I mean? That's how I want to be able to give back to you guys in a tangible way that can benefit you, if not financially, just, I don't know, morally, whatever. If it just help you out in any way, shape, or form. That's what it's about, dude. I fucking love you guys. Thank you again for your time. I will be in touch, and yeah, I'm still trying to figure out like when I want to come back, but it's exactly why I made this video. I had a lot of thoughts in my mind going on this entire week, from all the support and stuff, as well as these classes I've been thinking about, as well as these books, and be like, oh man, like, I want to share this with my community because it's been really, really helpful for me. So why not pass that on to other people? Why not pay it forward? But yeah, you guys have an awesome week ahead. I love you guys, and I will see you soon, okay? Peace! Oh yeah, Zero, say bye! Vegas! Here, hold on, here, I'll just bring him up. I didn't bring him up last time. Hold on, let me get it real quick. Zero, don't run away, dude. Say hi to the homies, dude. Yeah, dude, like, so, like, I know he was sleeping last time, so, like, yo, dude, get a nice, like, close-up, like, what up, homie? Yeah. Zero's doing well, say hi. Hello, homies, it's been a minute. Sam put me down, god damn it, I'm trying to sleep. But yeah, this little guy, he's doing great, and you definitely will see him, you know, when I'm back on stream if he's not sleeping. And yeah, guys, I love you. I will be in touch. Have an awesome week. Thank you again for everything. I'm so fucking blessed to have you guys in my life. And yeah, I will definitely keep you posted on when my return stream is gonna be. Until then, I'll see you in the next vlog, or yeah, I'll see you on stream. Okay, bye guys.